Hi, and welcome to my mental monologue. My name is Shelby Lee Kiles, and my co host is Chris Candelin. So, today we're talking about the Green Deal.
And why it is a absolutely terrible idea.
Being brought to us by the lovely Alexandria Cortez.
Communist.
No, she is Lady Justice in the essence, a goddess of perfection. She's trying to make everything straight for all people, and she's just, she got that fire, that passion. And when you really believe in something, you get all yelling and screaming and shit because you know what's right is right, you know? And so that's what makes her the perfect woman of justice.
Well, except when right is wrong. Because the new Green Deal doesn't work. Scientifically, economically, and every other illicitly, pretty much.
She wants to make free medical for everybody by making the wealthy pay like $10 million or some shit.
What does that have to do with the
if
economy?
all of them are paying it, you know how much interest the fucking credit card companies make off of us, man? Like about 18 to 20 something percent. So they're more wealthier than the banks because as soon as you use their fucking card, they're putting the 18-20% interest on trying to get their money back.
But what does that have to do with the United States global carbon emissions?
Yeah, that's besides the point, man.
No,
because
no. That is the entire point.
No,
that is the entire
man,
point.
No.
Because the new Green Deal is focused on U.S. carbon emissions. That is what the new Green Deal is focused on. Is focused on combating, bringing in global nationalized healthcare and college is simply muddying the waters and bringing things up that should be brought up, but not in this argument. This is like somebody arguing that you took their toy and then all of a sudden somebody walks in and says, "You stuck his finger in my asshole."
Whoa, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Bringing nationalized healthcare and college into the argument of U.S. global emissions is fucked.
But no, look, it might seem a little extreme. Get rid of all the vehicles, get rid of all the planes, get rid of all the farting cows and shit, But they're looking at the wrong carbon. See, the thing with these new fucking groups and organizations, and this party is what you call the party that this is part of AGGB or something, double OP.
What?
You said never mind. Anyway,
I'd say this is aligned with the CCCP.
My thing is this, okay? You don't have to get rid of all the fucking planes. Break it down to like 4 plane companies, and then the ones that you use,
and allow them to monopolize the market.
Well, if they want to cut down on carbon emissions, if you have less of them, is a better thing.
Why not? Why not research further into making cleaner burning engines and carbon capture on engines?
Well, that could be done, but the whole thing I'm saying is that
wouldn't it be better to do that and not rid hundreds of thousands of jobs?
The real carbon problem that comes on Earth, because everything's got carbon in it. Fucking, you're wearing a diamond ring; it's made of carbon. You know what I'm saying?
We're carbon-based life forms.
We smoke cigarettes; it's got carbon in it. Everything's got carbon.
We're carbon-based life forms. That's what we are.
So the main carbon that's the enemy of mankind is C14. You see, hydrogen hits the sun and it mutates into a form of carbon, which we call carbon 14. When it enters Earth's atmosphere, it gets obtained through plants. You see, it comes through in X-rays, beta rays, and gamma rays, and all this stuff, and absorbs it. And then by us eating it and the animals eating it, we start to shorten our lifespan because we're obtaining this foreign mutated strand of carbon. And it shortens our lifespan. At the same time, when we die, we're able to be carbon dated because of the C14 that's been in our bodies through sunlight and Earth's regular atmosphere, obtaining it through oxygen and whatnot. So my point of this is this: we have to find a way to eliminate C14 carbon emissions in Earth's atmosphere more than our regular pollution. We just need to cut down on our pollution, and at the same time find a way to block out the C14.
Well,
So,
going off of what you're saying, it would then make more sense to increase almost certain pollutive effects we have to then block out some of the incoming C14 or find some way to shield the Earth from incoming C14. Just playing along with what you're saying.
well, yes. So to do so, I would believe to bring back the canopy theory, where you say there's water above the firmament, which is the atmosphere, and that you have something that's blocking these rays. It's blocking the X rays, the gamma rays,
So just
solar rays,
in a little
all
bit more
that.
layman's terms, you would be suggesting almost a shell of ice or water that would surround the Earth, orbiting it, blocking out certain wavelengths,
certain rays that are deadly to humans.
certain wavelengths of light.
For instance, you go to the doctor. Okay, they say you need to take an X-ray. Okay, now you go in the room. You know what they do? They give you that lead
They
suit.
throw you they bust ass out of
Yeah,
there
they
and hide
say-
around the
yeah,
corner.
They go
You'll
away.
be fine.
They're like, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, okay, don't move, okay? And they come back and go, beep, wait a minute, beep, yeah.
Oh shit.
The whole time is it's in X-rays will throw millions of holes in your body, tiny, tiny microscopic holes through all your body at one time. And the way you know how bad X-rays are is when you leave a car out. If you ever notice an old ass car sitting in the field somewhere or something, it's all rusted at the top and stuff. The reason why it's rusted is because X-rays. I mean, it's hitting its
Solar damage.
Right through the sun and stuff.
Yeah.
But mostly the X-rays are shooting these tiny holes all day long, every day, especially in hot summer days, and it starts to rust these.
Just
things.
look at people who spend their entire lives out in the sun unprotected.
Right.
And also too, actually, this is something very interesting. If you go online and look up pictures of old long haul truck drivers, it's because of sitting in the driver's side of the vehicle and having the window next to you. One side of their face is almost aged 20 years further than the other half.
Oh,
it's incredible.
You didn't like the thing about the astronauts that go in space and they age different than us after they come back for whatever long periods they were out there.
Well, I mean, the thing about traveling in space past Earth's atmosphere is you are no longer contained within its protective sphere. You are getting the entire background radioactive levels of space itself and the full blast of our sun's radiation, which does unknown mutations to our. That's why bacteria, especially, is it's extraordinarily stronger in space because it is forced to mutate much more rapidly than it would on the surface of a planet. Space really pushes genetic evolution by forcing our cells to divide faster because of radiation damage. And it could lead to mutation, whether that be helpful or harmful, just like regular evolution. So that's probably why astronauts live longer, or some other unexplained phenomena.
Yes, outside of the Earth's atmosphere is something totally different altogether. But the whole science within the Green Deal needs to be thought more about.
And another really big thing is in order to store the energy created from solar and electric or wind, we would need massive power banks that we do not have the technology to create at this time. It doesn't exist. It's impossible.
Well,
I'm getting weird.
I don't know. Okay, my opinion on the Green Deal is to re-educate the scientific theories that help the environment to get more into projects and that can expand plant growth, which makes oxygen, you know, to expand the way we plant, the way we grow, to expand just all kinds of opportunities, and then not just that, to bring in a whole pressurized oxygen system for the plants to make them accelerate mass proportions.
On that note of what your you have a theory,
Yes.
and you have not had the chance to properly scientifically test it. And that is the problem with today's climate science. No, it's been totally politicized, and people who are considered outside of the norm on their ideas of what might be happening are ridiculed out of the scientific circle into little collective groups together, which only reinforces their ideas, which may be wrong. If the scientific community were truly being scientific, any theory, and they would do their best to scientifically test it to their fullest extent and then share those results with every other scientist. We need mass collaboration with people. We need to totally depoliticize science. We need to allow all ideas to be talked through. We can't just purely dismiss people from their ideas. We need to indulge people, even if the greater scientific community may consider it to be a laughably stupid idea. They need to indulge people of truthful, hardcore scientific inquiry, because that is the true meaning of science.
Well, to simplify that, to simplify it in the most simplest of terms, the way I feel is America hates smart people. Not that America people in general hate smart people, okay? And then it's automatically go, oh, that motherfucker thinks he knows everything. They think he know everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, right, with my people, black folks, there's some motherfucking black geniuses out there, okay? But they've been dogged their whole life. They've been got the shitty jobs. For instance, what's that movie?
The one with the astronaut lady?
Nah. Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, that was, yes.
Okay.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
So that dude was smart as fuck. He went through all kinds of hell. You see, he had the boy in the bathroom.
Well, no, man.
Like,
have you ever heard of? I'm blanking the name of the movie now, but the person who calculated most of the Apollo missions for NASA was a black female.
Right.
There was a team. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was the name of that movie?
I can't remember.
Something Numbers, right?
Yeah. She was good in that movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
I like movies like that. You know.
Well, and they did a good job of keeping it pretty true to life.
But back to what I'm saying though, there's geniuses out there, especially in the black community, and they get so frustrated with shit that they back away from everybody. There's artists out there, there's talented writers, they just get ignored, and I'm one of them people that's like the super freaking genius that everybody ignores. So
well, and that's the thing,
plus I play it off because I had to dumb myself down. I've done it so much it became part of my personality.
That's what I'm saying. Like people in lower economic status communities who are genuinely really smart and want to be educated are often looked down upon by their peers. When they should be celebrated for their abilities. You should be boosted up by your community around you. And
that's right.
But that's not what happens. You get dejected and pushed away from the community as a geek or a nerd or a freak or whatever they call you.
There's always going to be an outcast, man. There's always going to be people that's looked down upon.
Well, but we should not look down upon the people who are smart and of science in this community. The people we should look down upon and cast to the outside are the people who refuse to participate in a calm and peaceful society, people who refuse to not harm others because of how they think or feel.
It should be like the Flash, okay? It should be motherfuckers running around wanting to be scientists. It should be like all the superhero shit. They all scientists, and they turn into supervillains and superheroes and shit. Okay, it should be like that. It should be like lots of black people, scientists. I like that. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, most of them was the Peanut dude. Uh, I forget the other dude with the heart. He did the heart
George
surgery.
Washington Carver.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about there's a I can't even remember the name of that movie, but it was a black dude, right? And he's the one that really figured out how to do heart surgery. But the white dude stole the thing from him, and then later on in history, he got nominated for it. But he figured it out by fucking with a dog and shit. He figured out how to give the dog a heart surgery. So he started doing humans, and he did the same thing. But I'm saying there should be black doctors and scientists like these guys back in the day. And there should be
race should play no part in scientific inquiry.
Well, no, okay. The reason why I say this is because black males need to inspire to be great. And it's cool that, because the music's cool, you know what I'm saying, and sports, whatever. But I mean, look at the life of a sports player. He played for so many years.
You destroy your body.
And then on top of that, they don't remember you after the new people come around. I talk about Clyde Drexler and shit. They don't even know who the hell I'm talking about. I met the man like I don't know how many times because he used to go out and support his community. Like he'd be out every time he would come to schools and shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Clyde Drexler again. Right? But I'm just saying, man, it's just like I just want to see black people in science. I want to because they are more about being in the entertainment business or flashy, and I just want to see that happen, as well as Mexican people. People you usually don't see as scientists.
Because science works best when every idea is explored, and that includes every idea from everybody of every science. Science sees no race. Science sees no gender. The scientific method is purely about experimentation, recording of that experimentation, and prediction of outcome. It has no science. True to the bone. Science has zero ability, gender, or physical ability. Look at Stephen Hawking. Look at Stephen Hawking.
I'm not turning it into a racial issue.
No. I'm not saying you are.
I'm just saying it's sad that certain people in the science community, some of their theories are a little, basic. Okay, and then the way they approach it, and so it's like the same thing with the evolution theory. It's been changed so many times. You got macro evolution and micro evolution and all these different things. Okay, but the theory isn't even. It's a theory though. See, evolution is a theory, but people treat it like it's a fact. Okay, there's no proven fact that where evolution works. So it could be just how we is. We're just humans. We were just born humans. You know what I'm saying? Like. All I'm saying is everything's a theory until you prove it wrong. So anything someone can imagine with the mind,
yet. That's the thing.
But anything somebody can imagine with the mind can be treated as a theory. You see what I'm saying? And it can be used in so many different ways. So in so many ways, everybody's a scientist.
Yes, but the currently accepted theory of evolution has pretty much yet thus far not been proven incorrect. There are no real cases proving it wrong.
Okay, well, are you talking about Charles Lyell or Darwin?
Well, Lyell was proven wrong a long time ago.
Because he's talking about embryos all look the same from whatever species.
Well, Lyell is the one who proposed the theory that you could change that would be like if you stretched yourself, your kids would be taller, which is not correct at all.
I'm sorry.
That's how we'll end it.
The week, that's all, folks.